Hi, my name is Garrett Christopher. This is my YouTube channel, Garrett's Movie Take. This is part 2 of the Batman series. The Batman's not come out yet. It's coming out this weekend. I probably won't see it until next week, just because the throngs and the crowds of people are just going to be a little too much for me, and I want premiere seating. Any case, but I do want to talk about previous Batman movies. And so in part 1, I talk about the movies themselves. I talk about, that. This one, I'm going to talk about characters and why certain characters I feel were maybe better than or excelled in particular roles. Just talk about that for a little bit. By the way, let's see, I've got 5 novels out there. Please visit bn.com or Amazon. You'll see I've got 3 crime detective novels and 2 sci-fi novels there for you. By the way, I spent a little time this morning. I like to read my own stuff sometimes. Yes, because I love me. But beyond that, I do it because, well, I love me. But beyond that, I was doing it because it's, how can I put it? It's putting me in a good frame of mind. Because right now I'm still having a hard time finding someone who's picking up, as an agent, who's picking me up to try and promote me to distribution companies. And darn it, I read my stuff, I'm like, this stuff is as good as anything out there. So it's kind of like pumping me up, to get back on the horse. A couple of nights ago, I was ready to give up. And I don't know why I'm sharing this with you. Who knows? I'm an open book. Get it? But yeah, it's kind of putting me back on the horse, man. So I'm going to do this thing. In any case, I've got 2 more of these channels. There's Garrett's Take and Garrett's Sports Take. Please check those things out. And I don't do a lot of them right now, just because football season is over. Basketball is really humdrum and the Lakers are doing horribly. Baseball is going to be pushed back. I'll talk about that on my sports channel here in a minute. But yeah, let's talk about the Batman, shall we? By the way, I also do a weekly podcast available on Soundcloud and Spotify. And I'm presenting an audiobook for you. The latest of my novels is called The Takeover, part 1 of a sci-fi series. And I'm giving you the entire audiobook. I'm about, a third of the way through, perhaps. Man, check them out week by week. You'll like it. And what else we got? Got the podcasts. Got the these guys here. And then also audiobooks available on iTunes and what's Audible. Yep, so check those out as well. I've got 3 of them. There's The Chair, The Studio Musician, and The Takeover, all available in their entirety. I do them all without a cold, by the way. But I do them all, and the voices and all that, a lot of fun. Please. And I listen to myself on those too. Again, it kind of pumps me up, and I really love me. I really love me. Okay, let's talk about characters with the Batman series. Now, I said in part 1, if you've never seen the Batman television series, it came out in the 60s. To me, as endearing as Adam West and all those guys were, the villains to me were great. It's outstanding. In that series, they really were. I mean, you probably can count, I can count right now, there were 5 at least. Burgess Meredith, I forgot, played the Penguin. He was great. I mean, they really, and I don't know if those actors were big time at the time, but Eartha Kitt, I almost said Eartha Kitt, Eartha Kitt, Burgess Meredith, Cesar Romero, the gentleman I can't think who played the Riddler, a couple other ones that played the Catwoman, one who was very good looking. Sorry. And yeah, so man, they really put it in as far as I'm concerned. And actually, the commissioner was pretty good. So Alfred was a great character. I mean, they really kind of copied what the comics were putting out there and put them on the TV screen. Did a heck of a job. So truthfully, just for that reason alone, yeah, I get it. Some of the stuff's really, really cheesy. And if you're younger, you really think it's cheesy. But the villains were really, really good. Really, really good in their acting wise. And yeah, they had to play the comic book roles, but they really embodied those characters. And Cesar Romero, again, as the Joker, I'll put him up against Heath and Nick right now. Heath and Nick. Okay, so let's do it like this. First of all, The Dark Knight. I talked about Heath Ledger in part 1. Just because the fact this guy, to me, is the reason why The Dark Knight's #1 as far as my favorite Batman films. God rest his soul. This guy was incredible. I did say in part 1 also, I think the Joker gives you a lot of stuff to work with as an actor, but then you got to take it somewhere. And Jack's Joker, Jared Leto's Joker, is different than Heath's Joker, right? And yet they're similar. They've still got the same backdrop, but the approach is different. And Heath, man, there's some stuff in there. I can say this. It's going to sound really bad. I always got to say something negative, don't I? I always do. The Dark Knight. Okay. Between Batman Begins, which was Katie Holmes in that one, And then we go to The Dark Knight. And I can't think of what the young lady's name is that played, yeah, in that one. Oh, this is going to sound terrible. To me, okay, just to me, she's not that attractive. And I think they could have done things to her to make her more attractive. So the one scene where Heath Ledger's Joker is at the party and he's talking to her and telling her how beautiful she is, I think that proves that the Joker is a liar. I mean, we know he's a liar. We know that. But she's not that attractive. That's terrible, isn't it? Yeah, that's the only thing I can say about it, and I forgot about that. Maybe I should switch them. Should I switch them for that reason? I'll leave them alone. Couldn't they have found someone else? Hey, can you tell what really bugs me? I had forgotten all about that. Okay, I'm keeping Dark Knight at number 1, despite that fact. And again, to the young lady who played that part, I'm sorry. Look, I'm not the best looking guy either. Yeah, but anyway, okay. Dark Knight, Heath Ledger, Christian Bale. Let's talk about that for a second. And I've thought about this. Christian Bale versus Michael Keaton, okay? You can't really put Adam West in there, and don't you even for a minute try and add Val Kilmer or George Clooney into that at all. Do not do that, Rosalba, okay? Do not do it. No. So it's Christian versus Michael. And it's Heath versus Jack, but I think that I'm okay with putting Heath on top as much as I love Jack Nicholson. I love me some Jack Nicholson. But Heath was just on a different plane. Michael's Batman and Christian Bale's Batman. Yeah, I mean, there's a physicality side to Christian's Batman that Michael didn't do. Just them physically is different. But I think that I like them both. Who do I like more? I couldn't tell you. Some days I say Mike because I want to back up Michael Keaton because I love him so much. And yet, the slider frame, this is definitely not the Batman of the comics. Batman of the comics is bigger than that. But I thought it was genius to choose Michael Keaton, first of all, as the Batman. And I think for that movie to play off of Jack as the Joker was outstanding. Yeah. I can't tell you. Okay, well, I love them both. Who else we got? I'm going to take this out for a second because we got characters. There's more DC stuff in there. You know what? To be very honest, those are really the two main things I want to talk about as far as characters. The Scarecrow, the young man who played the Scarecrow in Batman Begins, played a very, very good job. He's done a lot of things. Those eyes, right? That's what captures you. His eyes are just crazy. The Dark Knight Rises. This was, what's the young lady's name? Anne Hathaway, who played Catwoman in that one. Did an okay job in there. It wasn't crazy. I'm okay with The Dark Knight Rises being number 4 based on the fact that the other ones, Batman Returns, I love Danny DeVito. I love Michelle Pfeiffer. But Michelle Pfeiffer is not... Okay, let's talk about that. Michelle Pfeiffer versus Anne Hathaway as the Catwoman. You know what? We'll wait until we see The Batman coming out this weekend. And then we'll see what that young lady plays, how she plays the part, and go from there. Because truthfully, I'd choose Eartha Kitt and... Darn, who's the other one? There was a couple that played in the old-time series. I'll choose another one of those who played, I think, the most years. She played the most episodes in there. I'd put them above Michelle Pfeiffer and Anne Hathaway. I think their characters were forgettable. But we'll see how the one that plays the Batman, how she does, right? And then we'll kind of take it from there. So I guess I didn't have that much to talk about after all. I was just so excited about, Batman and the characters and that kind of thing. And I do think that the Joker commentary and Who's the Best Batman commentary, I think those are worthy of conversation. I think if you go either one, I'm good. If half the room says Michael Keaton, then half says Christian Bale, I'm good with that. Heath and Jack, you can't go against Jack. You really can't. I just think that Heath took it up. And Jared Leto, I wouldn't put up with either two. He did pretty good, for his kind of spin on it. And I know the makeup was different and it wasn't your typical Joker. I get that. But I was okay with what they did with that. It wasn't like some offensive move or something like that. We'll go with that. Okay. Well, now I feel like I wasted your time a little bit. Have I? Nah, Not at all. I'm entertaining. We know that. Okay. Please visit. Oh, by the way, did I tell my website yet? My website. So I'm not promoting it right now because I think I'm going to make a change. I am paying a company right now to keep it going, and I'm not getting my bang for the buck. So I have to close it down. So I'm not going to promote that right now. So if you want to get a novel, and please do, go to bn.com or Amazon. You'll find them there, all 5 of them. And as far as the audiobooks are concerned, you can always get them on iTunes or Audible. Please check those. If you have an Audible account, you can get it as one of your monthly credits. Check it out, any one of the 3 that I have. And then, of course, the weekly podcasts and here. So there's plenty of me for you to see. Okay, so don't worry about that. I'm there, and I'm there for you, babe. Yeah. Okay, that's it. There we go. You have yourself a great day. Take care. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording. Seriously? GoPro, stop recording.